Good everyone, my name is Dana, the Curious Healer. I'm really excited to be here today with Rosemary and her friends.
Yeah, and my friend.
In the Equine Inspired Learning Centre. Rosemary, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about what you do here at Dune Lakes? I know I've been inspired my last few visits, so I'd love to hear a little bit more.
Yeah, what I do here, I say I hold space for people and horses to come together and let the horses do their magic. That's basically what I say. I hold space, and so I have a wide range of people that come here, from social services kids to young offenders to Women's Refuge, and then everyone else. So yeah.
It's amazing, and I know
now we're attracting all the horses are coming down.
Everyone's coming down to play.
It's like we said, oh no, they're going.
Super curious. I had the privilege of coming down to one of the incredible circles that Rosemary held, and I found it really inspiring, the work that you do and how horses have so many lessons and teachings in their space. I know you've done this for 20 plus years. Yeah, I'd love to learn a little bit more about how horses can truly help us and impact us in a wellness space.
Yeah, well, so many ways. I think the first lesson, although he's teaching me that I haven't got my boundaries intact. But the first thing I learned, because I'd been around horses for basically all my life, and I thought I knew a lot about horses until I bred a horse in 1990, and she came along and showed me. In fact, it was this one's mother, Somar's mother. Hang on, let me get out the shot and you can see him.
We'll get him.
And yeah, so she basically, by the time she was 9, nearly killed me a couple of times. And everything I thought I knew didn't work. So I sent her away to conventional horse trainers, and she just came back more and more aggressive, because basically just beat her up basically. And she's a fighter, she's not one to run away or anything. So, and then I came across someone that showed me a different way of being around with horses, so that just completely changed my life. So and basically that's how I ended up being in New Zealand.
Wow.
But the first lesson that she taught me, Jodie her name was, the first lesson she taught me was boundaries. I had none. And so basically with horses, that their communication is who can move whose feet. And the moment he keeps wanting me to scratch him, which is why he keeps like pushing me towards him, because he wants me to scratch him. So I've taught him badly.
I do remember one for a big belly rub, aren't you?
He's a belly rubber, yes.
Yeah, it's really important, and it's quite interesting you talk through boundaries, because I know over my last couple of years, those boundaries were super compromised, and they show up in different ways, and different stresses, and the less you get to protect yourself, then the more you get compromised in that space.
Yeah.
And I guess horses are a great reminder of that, among many other things.
Well, when you learn, basically I teach people how to learn horse communication, basically, and basically the bottom line of horse communication is who can move whose feet. And so on all the time with Jodie, when I didn't realise I was getting my feet moved big time. So when you learn their language and how they operate through energy and focus and what your intention is, then the relationship changes.
Yeah. I was personally really fearful of horses from such a young age, and he knows he's going to get more luck with me here. And I know the fear out there is really real, but I've always had this real curiosity around the energy of the horses. And for me, like, I find it healing just being in their presence. And so what is that? How could you explain what you get from these incredible creatures?
Well, I think the first thing is mutual respect. So the thing is, I'd say to people that love isn't enough. I love that horse I bred, but she still tried to kill me because I didn't know how to deal with her. Well, I just didn't know how to deal with her. And so so the moving feet, the energy, the respect, once you've got the respect, mutual respect, so the rule of thumb is if you're approaching the horse gets to set the boundaries, and if the horse is approaching you, you get to set the boundaries. So there's immediate knowing on both sides that humans will respect their space, because no one, let's face it, no one else can respect your space like your personal space. No one, not even a bodyguard, right? So it's really important, and I think this is what people learn so much from here is how to stand in your space and be empowered in that space.
I remember that quite vividly in our first session together, because so often we're so impacted by all the things that come around us that we lose ourselves and our sense of being in that space.
Got the camera.
and to actually really know who you are and stand in your own power.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a little bit like how the hierarchical of horses work in the pack system, is they're looking for who has the confidence into that space, who's going to take lead, and is that...
That's exactly right, yeah. And basically I teach people how to have lead mare energy, like when you can just, the lead mare can just walk through the herd and they all move out the way, so that's pretty cool.
And the thing is, the lead mare's here right now, is she?
No, this is the lead boy.
Oh, sorry.
The lead mare's over there. She's doing nothing.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to do anything, so I think that's the crux of it, is confidence. This basically, being with horses like this teaches you life skills. So, and those life skills are, yes, well done, how to break the healing table. Yeah, he's just pulled off a piece of wood. Well done, Soma. Yeah, well done. Yes, you're such an attention seeker, aren't you? So they're like, the first thing is boundaries and respect and trust, and then how to build a partnership. Don't go near the camera. Don't go near the camera. And that is, really important to be able to. Yeah, so that's good. He's just dropped into his space.
That's calmer.
That's calmer. Good. So this is what this healing table is all about, is actually getting them to drop into this space of just being, and which is what, which is what basically we all need to learn how to be.
Yeah.
Because we're called human beings, not human doings. So, and I think that's, if you take the shot over there, at some point you take the shot over there, and you can see that's a perfect example of horses just being with each other, being, just being. And so you can just have to just come out in the paddock and learn life skills by just watching the herd. So, yeah.
I love that. It is very hard in this overstimulating world to sometimes just remind ourselves just to pause and breathe and just be. I came out and just sat with the horses, and they just did their thing and I did my thing, and it was just such a magical experience.
Exactly.
And very little, but you came away feeling so much better for it. So I think that's a good example.
And what I love about this is that I don't think horses need to be ridden. And most people think horses have to be ridden.
Yeah.
And so so for the last 6 or 7 years, I've chosen not to ride them or teach anybody else to ride.
Yeah.
So that opens up this experience for everybody, because, they can just come and have this experience, just lie on the table or do whatever. And So, and just being around horses releases oxytocin in us. So it has that feeling, love bond feeling, the well-being feeling. You don't even have to be right up close like we are with him. Just being in the vicinity. They have this big personal space or heart aura. Yeah. No, steady. Good boy. And that just encompasses us and makes us feel good.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about the anatomy of the horses and the heart being, we share the heart space obviously, but the amplified with them, that they can sense things from 5 or so meters away, or even
further.
Yeah.
They have an environmental layer which is probably 1/4 mile.
Wow.
Where they can pick up energy, so they could pick up the energy of predators from that far away.
Speaking of that, I know when I first decided that I was going to face my fear of being a terrified horse personality. Look at me now.
Look at me now.
The first time I came here, I actually had one of Rosemary's beautiful horses come and stand right over the top of me, and it's an incredible experience. I felt really calm with it, actually.
Yeah.
But the thing that I struggled with was actually in riding, and I know we're not talking too much about that today, but I noticed that they were matching my energy field, so I was afraid, and which made them move faster and quicker and react. And when you say that, they're always on alert for predators, it makes sense a lot to do with the human conditioning as well.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, they pick up on our energy.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm trying to be calm here, and I'm trying to get him to drop into a space of being, just dropping into a space. And what that looks like is no talking to them, no touching them, and no looking at them. And I know I've been doing all that, but I'm very nervous of the camera. But if you can just be in that space and become very mindful of you, senses, the wind, the whatever, horses pick up on that, and you can see he's now dropped into a space again. Stillness. So what we're trying to get is to get to stillness.
Not so easy these days, is it?
Well, no, not so easy these days, but this is a beautiful place to be still, because we have no Wi-Fi. You can't always be on your phone, and no cell phone connection. So it's a lovely place just to drop into that space and just come and be and hang out with the horses. Or have a session. I mean, I do sessions with them as well. So
I want to talk a couple of things that I've heard a lot about in regards to horses and healing, and that's with autistic and ADHD and disabilities.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you could touch a little bit on that and the huge benefits that working with these amazing animals. Yes, you are. All right.
No,
chill.
she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to do that right now. No.
We'll be calm.
No.
He wants a belly scratch. If I do this, he'll stop. Look.
Yeah. There you go. Look, he's got. Yeah. Oh, look. Now we've got Sam lying down. Sweet. So yeah. So when we drop into that still space, you quite often get horses will just lie down and be with.
I started something now.
You have. So getting back to you, I do have a personal story about an autistic man. He came here for quite a few sessions. His mother brought him out, and he was non-verbal. And so, but he loved the horses, and he really got into the whole thing of looking after them and being with them. And I remember once he'd been coming for a couple of months, and we'd put the horses back in the paddock, and we were walking down, and he asked me a question. Oh my God, that was just the best thing. Yeah, wow. He actually asked me a question, because I was always talking to him and he didn't really respond. Yeah. But when he asked me a question, and obviously it was horse related, it was just the specialist moment. And his mum said after that he really improved in all areas of his life. Yeah. Stop it, boys. I'm
trying to practice the art of ignoring.
So yeah, so that was
wow, what an impactful moment
that was,
to
yeah.
get a word out of someone that has not been sharing much.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
And he was probably 30, 35.
Yeah.
So, but the horses were his thing.
Yeah.
And that's very often the case with autistic, because they can relate to something that doesn't talk.
Yeah. I do find them
I mean, he doesn't need to talk to let you know what he wants.
Exactly. I'm getting the message loud and clear. Will you just catch the tripod if he gets it?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, you stay there. You stay there.
Well pressed against this table now. Thank you.
Do you want to climb up here as well?
Yeah, I'll jump on. Maybe give me a little bit more.
Yeah, a bit more safety. I'm gonna get you.
There we go. Reshuffle.
He
just wants to be part of it.
He just wants to be. Here he is. That's it. That's better.
Yeah. And another thing that really impacted me when we were at your course,
yes,
was that just witnessing the horses in their natural state of being, and they play, they get stressed, and they just shake, roll, and I really resonated with that because horses seem to manage to let things go a lot better than humans can.
Yes.
And I wondered if you could share a little bit more. I know you shared some really amazing things on that day around that.
Yeah. So what I said to you was that if we could be more like horses, because horses basically when they get where are you going? When they get chased, right, by a predator, or not that these do, but let's say zebras out in Africa, when they get chased by the lion or whatever, and there's two things that happen. They either get away or they get eaten, right? So if they get away, the first thing they do is, when they're safe, is to roll. They get down and they roll, which is like getting rid of the energy, the adrenaline. They roll, and then they shake. So they shake off all that energy, and then they go back to grazing. And just think if we could do that. Just think if we, and by going back to grazing, I don't mean that we go to the fridge and eat. I'd mean that we can just let it go. So horses remember what happened to them, but they don't hold on to the emotion of it. So
wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be? I mean, the whole world would be a different. No, you just. Sorry, we've now got the horse the other side of here. So.
The most active interview ever.
Oh, you. I'm just very nervous about the tripod.
That's okay. Pretty hardy.
Yeah. So so that's what happens, but we don't, as humans, don't do that. We just go. We hold on to things for hours or weeks or days or months or years or lifetimes.
100%.
So so that's what I love about horses, and they're such. Just being around them just reminds you of that, how they just don't hold on to anything. They don't sit behind a rock and say to the other, "Guess what just happened to me?" Right? I just got chased by a lion, and then I'm going to get them back.
Yeah,
I'm going to get that lion back. And we can be quite a bit like that. Yeah, hold grudgements, I think I like to call it.
Yeah.
Grudges and judgments. And I don't do that.
No, you can tell them off 1 minute and they'll be all over you the next.
Yeah, you can just say, no, mind the camera. Mind the camera. Yes, you say it's a very active interview.
Yeah, I've personally, over the last year, discovered I didn't really know how to release anger growing up. We're in a sort of a system and an environment that suppresses a lot of these emotions, and I was probably the most active suppressor ever, and
right.
Very sensitive soul, and not really knowing what to do with it. So actually through the horses, I've just been watching, and I've started to shake, and it's very, very therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic.
Just letting energy go. It's just like, something feels built up and it needs to move. And so yeah, I can completely resonate with we are
Shaping.
animals after all,
Yeah.
so it makes sense that what works for these guys would work for us too.
Yeah, that's right.
Probably
good.
including lots of belly rubs, huh?
Sounds like you've learnt some valuable lessons from the horses.
Absolutely. So let's share a little bit more about what you actually do, because I know I've had real special time out here, and you run quite a few different circles and offerings. Would you like to share a little bit more about that?
So I run a equine circle, normally on the third Sunday of the month. And with that, we normally sit in circle, pick a card. Woo! Pick a card.
Dive safe.
No, don't swing it back round this way. No, I'm going to have to do a lot of editing.
That's okay. Some of it will just be perfect anyway.
Oh, look.
Okay.
Here he comes again. Okay. So we sit in circle and then pick a card, and then we go out with the horses and maybe resonate with something that the card said, or go and pick a horse, or I'll show you, coach you around how to live your life like a lead mare with that empowerment. And so that normally happens in the round pen. Being able to influence a horse with your energy, influence it to go stop or go faster or whatever, but it's all about the energy.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Then we do the Wild Wise Women retreats, which is beautiful, and that involves no.
I'll just give him the belly rub. That might be the most convenient.
Yes. Okay. And then that incorporates a lot of sharing and a lot of time with the horses, and movement, swimming in the lake, and have a cold water experience, and it's just What was your experience with the?
I just found the moment you come through the gates, it's this welcoming energy to Dune Lakes. You come over the hill and you're looking at the lakes and the West Coast ocean, and then you come in and you just sometimes just greeted with this incredible greeted with your tribe of horses. So how you have 11 horses. Yes, my lucky number.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm leaving on the 11th.
111. Eight.
And you just settle into the space of connection. And Rosemary is incredibly intuitive guide, and she just supports the flow of your needs. So everyone coming on the day all has different needs, and I think you work really well in inspiring the needs of the day, but also the horses lead a lot of that direction as well, which I find is the most fascinating part. So learning how the first one with the circle workshop, these horses are larger than the ones that I've been comfortably tracking with, and just feeling like learning how to approach and be with them, and learning a lot more about what the spaces that they have to offer. I recall that first time was a lot about patience, and we all come in excitedly just wanting to pat, and we want our love cups filled by these amazing creatures, but that's not necessarily always what they want.
No.
This time, maybe, because there's belly rubs in need, but genuinely. And I find sometimes the simplicity of the connections, the stronger ones.
Yeah, and I think you've just sort of hit on maybe why I didn't really describe the retreat or the circles very well, because I never know what's going to happen. I just work with what shows up in the moment, and what, as you say, what the people need, what the horses are showing me. So I have stories after stories of how people's experiences are different, and what they've got from it. But one of the things I love is the fact that in all the 20 years that I've been here, is that I don't think I've ever had anyone leave not feeling better than when they arrived.
Yes, absolutely. It's an amazing space and what you offer, and just your wisdom and watching the way you work with these amazing creatures. It's definitely worth the visit out. Just located in South Ed, Auckland Arena. It's a hidden gem, so I'm going to shout it from the rooftops because I think it's an amazing space.
Yeah, thank you.
And there's lots of space here to come out for a retreat weekend with Rosemary. Come
It's
and join
accommodation.
the amazing tribe of horses here. They've all come down for the party today. And also just be amongst a beautiful landscape and enjoy the company.
Yes.
It's all healing and it's amazing. If you are scared of horses, don't be. It's just about learning.
I think that's my speciality is getting people not scared of horses, because there's so many opportunities of riding establishments where people come to me and tell me they've had a really, really bad experience.
Yeah.
They've fallen off or they've been bitten or whatever. So so I've just showed people how to be safe around horses. So when you know how to be safe around horses, your confidence grows, and then when your confidence grows, the horse sees that you know how to hold your space, and so they go, oh, there's some respect I can show here, right? So, and that's really what it's all about, and that goes out into life. If you can do it with a 500 kg horse, you can do it with anyone.
It's a very good practice and a very good point.
Yes.
I love it. I know that I needed the heart of that learning after my first attempt in my fight or flight state of being and not setting boundaries and falling off the horses. But it is just these learnings and learning about yourself. And the horses are your greatest reflections and allies, because they really teach you sometimes frustration. But
they
also
teach you
calmness.
emotional fitness.
Exactly. Teach you all of what it takes to be an animal and a human.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful thing.
So now he's dropped into the space. After all that interview, look, now he's got his eyes closing. Now he's blinking.
Maybe we'll just have a little reset.
Now we just be quiet.
End this interview with a nice meditation space.
Yes. Sometimes it just takes as long as it takes.
I love that.
Yes.
Well, thank you,
Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Thank you,
and
Dana.
Thank you, Summer, for spending the day with me today so we can learn more about the incredible Dune Lakes healing assisted that you do.
Thank you.
It's a magical thing.
Thank you.